Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Alex Builds. Today we're doing another scale model video. This time it's the 172 scale Hawker Hurricane by Airfix. So as I said, this is a 172 scale. This is by Airfix. You can pick these up in most hobby shops or model shops. You can even get these where I got them. I got these out of Aldi in the UK. These were between £5 and £7. Really nice kits. Quite good detail in there for the price you're paying. So yeah, let me show you what we get. So this is the one we're going to be taking a look at today. It's the 172 scale Hawker Hurricane Mark 1. As you can see, lovely little picture on there, and it shows you what you get in the box. So this is like a beginner kit. So you do get some bits supplied with you by Airfix. You get 4 little paints, a paintbrush, and some poly cement there. And on the back, you have some paint instructions there, so you can follow that for your paint guides. And just at the top, just here, you get a little description of the Hurricane. Let me read that to you. The Hurricane was developed as a replacement for the RAF's pre-war biplane fighters such as the Hawker Fury and Gloucester Gauntlet. Considered revolutionary, it was unveiled in 1935. By the start of World War II, the earliest versions of the fabric-covered wings and 2-bladed propellers had fallen behind the performance of the best German fighters. Nevertheless, once fitted with 3-blade propellers, these early Hurricanes were very successful during the Battle of Britain in 1940. So there you go, a little bit of history on the box there as well. So let's open this up. We'll take all the sprues out and we'll have a look at what the sprues look like. Here we are. Here's the sprues out of the packaging. From left to right, we do have sprue A, B, C, D, and this one says sprue F on it, but it should be sprue E. We get some decals to go on towards the end there. 4 tubs of paint, a paintbrush, and some polished cement. So the way we're going to start off is we're just going to have a flick through the instructions, and then we'll start painting a few bits, and then we'll start putting it together. So these are your instructions that you get in there, and as you can see, they're fairly detailed, easy to follow. If you've never done a model kit like this before, let me explain to you what the numbers and everything means. So we have the A3, which is circled. That means that this part is going to be on sprue A, and it's part number 3. This one here is B2, so this is circled as well, so that means that's on sprue B, and it's part number 2. There's also a number pointing to that, which is number 90, and that is the actual colour of that part, which corresponds to the actual number 90 on your paint tub. So we'll know what colour that is. So as you can see, we're just going to assemble parts of the wings, get them all ready, and it even has the little pedals and gear stick in there. The little steering wheel is in there. The actual fuselage has the seat and the control panels in there. So then we put them together. So the things I'm going to paint first is I'm going to paint all these parts that go inside here. They're all going to be painted before we seal that up. This is also going to be painted, these little parts here for the gear levers and the actual foot pedals. They're going to be painted before they go in, as are the seats, and we'll also put this little decal on so we can see our display panel. Then we can start putting it all together, and then we can finish off all the painting after that towards the end, because all the other parts we can get to quite easily and we can paint during the end. So yeah, and then at the end we should have something like that. If you want to paint a pilot, you also get supplied with a pilot that you can put in there as well. And if you flick back a page, you do get the option of having the landing gear up, which is this one here. So you put these sets of wheels in, which are like flat wheels. You put them in, and that's the landing gear up, and they're flat on the bottom of the wheels. Or we can have these parts put in, which is the landing gear down. So the landing gear will be down in the landed position. Kind of like what I did with the Messerschmitt, where we've got the landing gear already down, because I have my plane just sitting there like that. It's not in a flying mode or anything like that. Okay, so the clear sprue, I'm going to put this to the side because I'm going to use this last. So this is going to get put to the side. Make sure you keep it in a safe place. And yeah, let's get cracking. So we're going to start off with sprue A, and we're going to go for this part here, which is A3. It should be labelled up just here. There's a number 3. This is the part we're going to need. So we can cut this off now, or we can cut the part off of sprue B and glue that to it, which is what I'm going to do first, which is this part here. This is B2. So let's get that cut off. Grab yourself some sprue cutters. And with the back edge of the sprue, you want to cut that just facing the part, just like that. Hold the part so it doesn't ping off, and that is that. Nice smooth cut, no need to clean that up. Now I have a little old part work tub, which is perfect for holding the glue in. So I'm just going to put that to the side here, and I'm going to put a little dollop of poly cement just in there. You can use super glue or Tamiya cement, anything like that. If you want to use that, use that. Also going to use a cocktail stick for these small parts. So I'm going to put some glue in these two tiny little holes just on the back here. One there, one there. And then we can take this part and it's going to go straight down onto the top of that one there. So let's get that one on. Just like so. That's that now attached onto there. Now we can cut this one off the sprue. So that is ready to be installed. So that's that one all ready, as you can see. Next we're going to cut off A5 and A6. That's these two down here. I'm going to cut them off as these are also going in the same location. So that's that one and that one. So let's hold that so it doesn't ping off anywhere. 1, 2. So that's that one, and we also want C10, which is this flat part just here. So now we've got them 4 parts all cut off and ready. We're going to glue them to this part here. So we can cut this part off as well. This is C10. And there we are. That's that part off. May need to tidy up some little burrs on the edges there. You can do that with a file or something. So we're going to take this part, and with this bumped raised edge facing up the way, that's going to get installed just down onto there. So we can take our cocktail stick. I'm just going to install some glue. Just there's 2 little peg holes on there, but I'm just going to run a bead all the way down just to make sure that part sticks down. Let's take that part and let's get that installed. Just there, just like that. So next we're going to use this part here, which is C10. I can put a little dab of glue on one side of here, and we can take one of these, and this is going to tab over the edge, just like so. So it's going to come over the top and latch onto the back of there. So let's do exactly the same with the opposite side with the other part as well. Some glue on there. Taking this one. That one's going just on the back, just there as well. Should have something that looks a little like that. Okay, so now we can apply some glue to this as well, and we can install this. So let's get some glue all the way down and across here. Let's get this one in. This is going just here, just behind where these wheels would be. Let's go in. That fits nicely in there. There we are. You can see how that sort of marries up to the other side there. That is fitting in there nicely. And when we turn that over, it gives us a bit of detail when we see through there then. So now it also wants this part cut out, so we're going to cut this part out now. This is on sprue A, and it is part number 1. And there we are. This is like the top of the wings or the bottom of the wings. So that's these parts off. We've got a little bird just there. Let's take that off. There we are. So there we are. That is our plain part, but it does want this part painted first. It does say to paint it in this colour, the 90. So that's what we're going to do. We may add some more detail in there later. What I've done is I've cut the inside of the box, the back of the box out, and that's going to sit in there. So if I spill it, like I have done, it won't go everywhere. And I've got my paint instructions on the back, just there, so I can get to it quite easy. So let's get some paint on here. So this part all in here wants to be painted in the 90. So let's get that done. Okay, so we've done that in the colours that we asked. That's the colour 90, which is like the really light greeny yellow colour. This one here in the 30 this side, which is the dark green, and the 90 on that side. Now it wants us to put these 2 parts together, just like so. I may go in and change the colour of this to like a silvery colour. We'll wait and see on that one. Yeah, so let's get these glued together. So it wants us to take these, and I'm going to smudge glue all over this side. In fact, I'm going to get me poly cement, get a bit more on here. So I'm going to just dab it on. There's some key areas in here. And then I can take my cocktail stick and I'm going to spread that all over, making sure we get the key points, which is around here with the wings. Down here on the seam. And the same this side. So spread that across. Right, now we can press these two together. Now if you do have any clamps, anything like that, might be a good idea just to get some clamps on there, just to help hold that down while the glue takes. It also help keep the pressure on, keep these seams down, leaves for a better tidying up for later. So let's get this one down as well, and this one here. Right, so we're going to leave this to dry to the side. Okay, so the next sprue we're going to use is sprue C. We'll be taking parts 6, 8 and 11 off of here. These all want to be painted black. So take our 33 black and let's paint them. So we've got all three of them painted black just here, and these are the pedals just here. And you can't really make out that they're pedals at the moment, but what we're going to do is we're going to dry brush some silver onto there. I've got some bog standard acrylic paint from the range. I got that. I think that was £1 or maybe an 80p, I think. Yeah, so let's dry brush some silver on. There is quite a lot of detail in them pedals. I don't want to lose the detail to just putting the black on. So by putting the silver on, it brings that detail back out just a little. Also going to do a little bit just over the pedals and the steering stick there. There we are. Can't really make that out on any camera. It's so small a detail. But yeah, so that's the pedals and that. So let's get these cut off and get these installed. Right, okay, so let's get these installed. So we want these two little pegs in here, which are going down in here. So let's get some glue in these two little dots parts here. Number 1. Number 2. You take these and now facing this way around, if you can see it, this way around, it's going to just drop into here. These two little pegs should peg into here, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to install these parts here, which is the pedals. So I'm just going to dip the bottom of that in the glue, and then this is going in here this way, so we can install that. So that's them installed on there. Then we can make that out, but they're on there. And now just this little gear stick. So let's get that on. And there we are. That's them all installed on there. So we're going to put these to the side. We're going to start working on the seat and the parts for the fuselage. So with the bits for the inside of the fuselage here and here, these want to be painted in the 30, which is the darker of the two greens. So you can just go in there and paint them. I will be lightening this up a bit and adding some details back into here in a minute. Just get all of this green and this side as well. And then taking the black, really watering it down a bit. We're just going to go in there and highlight some details in there. Sort of like a little black wash. If you haven't got any Tamiya wash paint, there is a specific wash that you can buy that adds the detail back in for you. But we've just sort of temporarily made our own. So there we are. Liking the way that's looking so far. Okay, so next we're going to need this one here, which is D5. So let that one to be painted in the 30 also. Let's get that on there. Not sure that the colours on this actually match the real Hurricane or not, but we'll just go on following the actual colour codes that's on here. So once you've got them parts painted, you want to cut them off the sprue as well. So that's that one, which is part 5 on sprue D. That's that one off. So that's that one done. We can also cut the chair off. I'm not happy with the chair. It says to just paint it in the 30 green. But I'm going to add some brown down the centre to make it look like a leather chair, because I'm not happy with the just it being green. So, and also this one here must be all black, and we are going to be putting a decal on this one as well. So this is the decal you want. If you've got some decal solution or anything like that, or decal solve, use that. But I'm just going to use regular water. So what I'm going to do is pop this in the water just for a few seconds. And then, yeah, we're going to attach that onto there. So we can cut this off. Let's cut the seat off next and attach that while the decal soaks in that. That's that one off. We'll put that one to the side. Let's glue our chair on. Just want to go around about there. We can paint this after. So we've got 2 points what we want to go on. So there's pegs down the bottom, which are going to match up with the bottom corner, and pegs at the top as well. So you can take this and stick it on. Holding that for a few seconds, giving that time to dry. Should line up just in the centre, just there. So you can't really make that out because it's all green. That's why I'm going to paint that a different colour. I'm going to dry brush this as well, just to bring out some different colours in there, because it is quite a detailed part, but you can't really make anything out on it, as you can see on this camera here. You can't really make anything out on that. So let's tart that up a bit. So for this, I'm going to use the Tamiya NATO Brown. There we are. That looks a bit better. So we've dry brushed the back with a like a dirty black wash. I've also painted the inside of the chair brown. Makes it stand out a bit more. So now let's get the decal on this part while it's still on the sprue to make it a bit easier. So I've had it soaking in water all this time, and then we can just slide this off. It should line up nicely on there. Just like so. There we are. So now we can cut this one off as well. We can attach this one. So now this one is going just here. So let's get some glue all the way on the middle there. We can take our instrument panel. We can attach this onto there now. So we can also fit this in the fuselage. So let's get that in there. So I'm going to take this back off a sec. I'm going to put some glue all the way down the sides of this, down here. We can take that part and we can slide that. Just go in just in front of this little notch on here. Just that. We can also put our instrument panel in. Just going just down this groove just here. That's also getting stuck onto here, so let's get that. I'm going to use the tweezers for this. Right there is about perfect. Yep, so let's cut the opposite side off, the sprue first while that dries. And now that one. Now we can connect the two sides of the fuselage together. So to do that, I'm going to use my glue. I'm going to run a bead all the way down, covering all the pegs down here. And down this seam down here as well. Also down this side of the chair. And this side of the actual instrument panel. And we can take these two parts, slide them together. That's a really nice fit. Now this part we can lower down onto this part here. So this is going straight down over here. So let's get the some glue on here. I'm going to put some glue all the way down this seam here. This is where it touches. And down here. Right, let's get these two parts together. I'm going to put some, does it touch there? Yeah, I'm going to do it there as well on this side. Just so it connects onto the inside of that. Right, let's get these two parts together. Making sure we don't knock our steering wheel off. Great fit. So now I'm going to clamp all this together and leave it for a little while it dries. And I'm going to clamp that actually, that's a really good seam. So I'm going to leave that to dry for a little while and we'll come back when it's nice and dry. So there we are, that is nice and dry now. And look at that, isn't that looking cool already? But we've still got a few more parts to put on it. So all the other parts that go on, like the wheels here, the landing gear parts, these engine parts that go on the side, and the propeller, I've already pre-painted. All the other parts I can paint while they're on there. So let's get them all cut off and start sticking them down. I'm going to put this part on first, which is the part that goes on the back, just here. Let's get that part on. So as before, put your glue down on here. You can take this part, this just gets lowered down onto here. Good push. And there we are, that's the bottom of the plane on. Now we can take all the parts for the rear wing parts, which I do have here, these three parts here. So let's get some glue on these. On these little tabs that stick out is where you want the glue. And this one is for this side. Or is it for this side? No, it's for this side. That's good, they only fit in one way, so you can't really put them on the wrong. And let's do the second side. Get the glue on the tab. Push this one in as well. And now this part goes on the back here. So we can put the glue down on this one. Just there, and we can line this one up on the back. Just like so. Okay, so next we're going to need these parts here. We're going to assemble like an air vent on the bottom, and there's also this little tank part to go in. This little tank part is part from C1. This part is B5. This part is C2. And these two parts here are A4 and A8. and I've already pre-painted these and dry brushed them with a silver as well. So we need the bottom half of the plane, and we're going just here. So we're going to be going with this part here upside down. We can put 2 of these in here. So we're going to want one of these facing forward, which is this one. So you can put some glue on the top edge of this and down the sides as well. That one is going just down in here. It's a little groove to help us get it in the right place, which is just there, just right on the end. And the other one is just going inside, slightly smaller one, this one. Just do exactly the same with the glue on the top edge, just like that. Now you can put this one in here, slide that down into there. Just like that. And now we can glue this part onto the front. So let's get the glue on here. And we can glue that on. And there we are. That's that part all made. Now this can get glued down onto here. We can also glue this part in as well. So I'm going to use some tweezers for that. So I'm just going to put some glue on these 2 little tabs just on here. And grab that with my tweezers. Lower that part in. Stick that one down. Just going to use a cocktail stick just to make sure this is in the right place. There we are. Now we can glue this part onto here. So let's get some more glue in these 2 tab areas here. On here as well. Down the sides. And you stick this on. So you want this facing with the longer part facing the back of the plane. You can stick that into there just like that. And that is that on there. We can also take this little part here, which is A11, and this is going to go on the front here. So we can put some glue just on that. Take our tweezers and plug that one in as well. You should have something like that, little tiny air vent at the front and at the back. So next we're moving on to the landing gear. We're going to need these 2 parts here, and we're going to glue these in with the wheels on. So depending on which way you went, if you went with the landing gear up, you would use these parts here and that's it, but we're doing it with the landing gear down. So we're going to start with these parts here. Apply some glue just on the top edge here and down here as well. So this one's going in this side. So slide that one underneath there, push that into the corner, so that's where that's sitting. Take our cocktail stick and then we can maneuver this into position on here. That one's going just there, just like that. Do exactly the same with the opposite side. And there we are. That's them 2 pieces on there. Now there's 2 more parts that are on another sprue, which is these 2 parts here, so we can cut these off. Right, so now we're going with 2 more parts in these little holes here. There's a little hole just down here, so we'll get some glue in there. We need some tweezers for this one because these are small parts. This one's getting plugged down into here. And over to there. So I can stick some glue just on this part here as well, just to hold that together. Just like that. Gives us like a like a tripod effect on there. Do exactly the same with the other side, just like so. And now we can attach the flat parts on the outside of that, which are these two parts here. So let's cut them off as well. Right, so with this, I'm going to put some glue down the center part, down here. Use my tweezers, and this is getting plugged onto that. Just like so. Do exactly the same with the opposite side. Let's take this part, slot that down into there. And there we are. The only thing left to do is put our two wheels on. Let's get some glue on the back side. There's like a slot on the back. Put some glue on there. Doesn't matter which wheel goes on which side. Push them together. That one in. Let's do the same with the other wheel. This does have like a flat edge on it, so you want to make sure the flat edge is facing where it will be down on the ground. And there we are. That's the first set of landing gear on. Now there's one more part for the landing gear, which is on this part here, which is on sprue D. You cut this one off here. Let's go in just back here in this little slot here, so we can get some glue in that little slot. Take our wheel and slot that one in, just like so. A few more parts to go underneath now. So you want sprue C, which is this one here, C7. We can cut that one off. Very small detail this one, so be careful with this one. Little drop of glue, we're going just here, there's a little hole just here. That's where we're going with that one. And we can put that one in. Just that, hold that for a few seconds. Let the glue take. As you can see, put that little part just on there. Very, very small part. Don't know if you can make that out on the camera. You can flip this over. Some little parts to put on now. So we've got C9, which is going up here. This is this little one here. Push that one in. There we are. Got like a little antenna on there. Now these parts here, I'm going to leave these on until the plane is actually painted, and then I'll put them on as well. So the last thing we need is all the parts for the propeller. Okay, so you need these parts here to assemble the propeller. You've got, in order, B3, A7, D1, D6 and D2. So we're going to glue all of these together, and then yeah, that's the propeller done. Put that part on there. Actually push this through here. Let's go through there as well. And then we can take this front nose cone part and we can put some glue on that, and that'll attach that on there for us as well. There we are, just like so. And now this can be slotted into here once we're finished, and that will stay in there. Okay, so the only parts left to go on, we need to put the nose cone in here, which just slots in there. We've got the canopy to assemble and put on the top. I've got these parts here also in clear to go on. We're going to put them on after we've painted. So we're going to paint this up. We're going to paint this all in the what number is that on the bottom? The 90 on the bottom, and then there's like a two-tone camouflage up here. So we've got the brown and the darker green. So I'm going to paint this all in the brown at the top, all in the lighter green at the bottom, and then we're going to do the darker green as the camouflage on top. So there you are. As you can see, we've painted that all up. What I did was I painted all this colour first, the light greeny colour. All the bottom was painted in that colour. Then I painted all the top in the brown, and then hand painted on all the dark green camouflage. Turned out really, really well. Look at that. So there's still a few more bits to put on. So let's get the propeller stuck on. So grab our cocktail stick. And we'll get our propeller on now. I'll get our canopy in that on as well. And then the only thing left to do is put some decals on. So I'm going to put this all around here. Let's get our propeller. Stick that in there. But there's perfect for me. I love that though. Alright, so with the next few bits, I'm going to use some canopy glue, stuff like that. This one I'm not, I'm just going to glue this one in. As you can see, I've already put one in this side. This is a clear piece, I'm going to put one in this side. So let's get a little dodge of glue. Stick that in there. Grab our tweezers for this one. Actually, I'll be able to get that in. Give that a hold, and there we are. That is that on there. Now we're going to use, if you've got some canopy glue or anything like that, that's what you want to use for this. This is going onto here. Get some glue on that. You don't need a lot on here. Just down there. And the opposite side as well. Slide this over the top. That's going to sit just on there. And one more piece. Just here. That's going to sit just on there. Just like that. And that is our Hawker Hurricane all complete. Look at that. The only thing we have to do now is put the decals on. So let's get the decals and get them on. So another thing with the BitB paint guides, it does show you where you want to put your decals as well. So this one here, across the side of the plane, this one's number 4, and so on and so on. So that's what you want to follow to get your decals on. So I'm going to start with the ones that go underneath the plane first, which is number 7. So I'm going to need to cut off these 2 here, and then we can stick them in some water. And apply them on. So I'm going to fast forward all this, and you can watch me put all the decals on, and then yeah, we'll come back when the plane's all nice and finished. that is all our decals on. And what we're going to do now is just add these two little parts in the sides. So let's get some glue just on there. One for one side, one for the other. You can tell which way they go in because of the little pins. Help to guide them in. That's that one in place. Now we can get to the last one in. It's the last part to go on, and then she is finished. Slide that one in. And there we are. That is our Hawker Hurricane all complete. Really enjoyed doing that one. The thing I like doing is doing the camouflage on top. I really love hand doing that on there. So that's our Hawker Hurricane, which I'll put it there. So this plane here does look very, very similar to our Spitfire Mark 1, which is this one here. So put that one there. We've also done the Messerschmitt, which is here. Let's line all these up for you so you can see them all. And lastly, we've also done the Curtiss Tomahawk as well. So they're the 4 planes that we've done so far. And yeah, we've done, these are the 4 World War II planes. We've also done this, which is the Folland Gnat. And this one as well, we've also done, but I didn't film this one. I may get another one and film that one because I did enjoy doing that one. But yeah, that's all the planes we've built so far on the channel. Looking very, very cool. We've still got one more to come, and that is this one here, which is the Focke-Wulf FW190A-8. So that'll be coming up very, very soon, so keep your eyes out for that one. So there you go, guys. That is the Hawker Hurricane in 1/72 scale, all complete. And he now goes in the collection with all our other 1/72 scales. There is a playlist down below, so you can go over and check that out. We've built all of these planes in that playlist, so go over and check that out. So if you like this video, guys, please leave a like down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.